said. Let's go to Sister Inzuri. Sister Inzuri, where you at, goddess?
Wait a minute, King, real quick. Brother from Haiti, 1 second. He said that Fitzgerald Von Temp said that his father is as dark as he is, and when he was growing up in Haiti, he used to get his ass whooped the most in the family because they hated his complexion.
Woo! Shout out to Brother Fritz. I know Brother Fritz. And I never knew that. So Brother Fritz is saying he was punished more as a child in his family for being the darker child. Wow.
Yes, his father was, yes.
Okay, his father was, not him, but his father.
Correct.
Okay, wow, I didn't know that, Brother Fritz. That's deep. That is deep. Child abuse based on skin color. Well, we know in the American classroom, and of course we're talking about our community though, so I don't want to get off topic, but in the American classroom, teachers pay attention more to the children who look the most like their own, which helps explain why we see so many dark-skinned black boys in the learning support class, so many dark-skinned black boys in the mentally retarded class, so many dark-skinned black boys with the ADHD diagnosis and the psychiatric meds. You can actually walk into the mentally gifted classroom and then walk into the learning support classroom, and the complexion of the children are totally different. Totally different. So even the education of our children is stratified and codified based on their complexion. Well said. Sister Inzuri, where are you joining us from tonight, sister?
Good evening, good brother. I am originally from Nashville, Tennessee, but I now reside in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Fredericksburg, Virginia. And where would you be on the color spectrum, light, brown, or dark?
I would be considered light.
Understood. Now, the light skin privilege, and you've heard us talking about it tonight. Does it exist? And even if it does exist, is it exaggerated that the light skinned black woman is put on a pedestal, or is that the reality?
I would say the society makes it a reality, but my situation was a little different.
Tell us about it.
In a family where the complexions were very, it went from light to very melanated. So I saw it all. So seeing one, I didn't feel some kind of a way, and seeing another, I didn't feel some kind of a way either. You know, my mother was a light complected woman. My father was a melanated man, a very melanated man. I'm lighter complected. My sister was more melanated. My grandmother was melanated, more melanated. So it's like it was all around me. So
you were like the only light. You were one of the few light ones in your extended family. You were surrounded by dark-skinned Africans mostly.
Mostly, exactly.
Okay. Wow, how was that experience? Like being light, like were you worshipped? Were you persecuted? Did it not matter?
I didn't feel a difference, but here's where I did feel the difference. My parents sent me to a predominantly white school, but it wasn't because my parents were very religious people. Not so much my father. He was more black power. You know, he still to this day rocks a dashiki and a fro. But he still, you know, embraced religion. I think more so because of my mother. But I went to a school in Nashville that was predominantly white, but it was because of the religion being Church of Christ, which is a religion that's not prevalent, but kind of in my opinion, now that I'm a conscious woman, is more so of like a Seventh-day Adventist type thing. So they wanted me to go to a school that was more geared to that religion, not so much of the people who were there. But in this school, I started there in kindergarten. I don't remember anything, you know, at that age. But when I got to elementary school, you know, I started feeling things of like when Black History came around, slavery, everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, and I'm knowing I'm different from everybody. It's like it's like no thing of me feeling like I'm one way or the other. I know that I'm a black girl, you know. And but when Black slavery or Black History came around, you know, we would talk about Black history, and everybody would like look at me and whatnot. So I knew it was different. You know, I would be called a nigga, and this was like in the 80s. You know, I was called, you know, I'm 43 years old, so I was born in 78. So, you know, during that time, I was, you know, called a nigga. You know, I was called big lipped. I was called big nosed. Yeah. it was rough, but I didn't dare go home and tell my parents about it because, eating spam sandwiches and chicken, it's like I knew that my parents were struggling to have me to go to this school. And so I was suffering in my own way, but I never made it known, because, I didn't want to put my parents in a weird position. That's just that whole Southern thing, but when my parents got to a point to where they could no longer send me to this school because of financial reasons, I had to go to a public school, and I was excited about it. I'm not even gonna trip because, and I forgot to mention something. When I was at the elementary school, we, pretend, how kids normally do. They pretend. I was always the maid and the bodyguard. It didn't matter what my complexion was. I was still black. I was still sure in their eyes, even in elementary school, and from what they probably heard their parents say, I was a nigga, and I always had to play that position. I didn't own the house. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a family member. I was the bodyguard, and I was, the maid, so, when my parents could no longer afford me to go to the school, I had to go to a public school, and I wasn't welcome there either, because by the time I had got there, I was told that I talked too proper. I thought I was too good. I thought I was pretty, and I didn't think that at all. You know what I'm saying? I have never, thought that I was pretty, and I'm not saying I had any, I don't know. I think the mixed culture has a different kind of a experience. I'm not even going to touch there. But I did have I was confused. It was just kind of weird because I felt like I wasn't accepted anywhere, in a sense, other than my family, where it was very, we deeply rooted, but, it's all kind of complexions and shades and stuff like that. But outside of that, I didn't know what was going on, moving up till, today, since being conscious, I am a Kimite, but I also see myself as being a Garveyite as well, because my people is always going to come first, but at the same time, when I have gone to certain events, it doesn't matter if my hair is locked. It doesn't matter if my hair is combed out. It doesn't matter. It's like the minute I am looked upon, it's like, it's like, people are, folks try to get a feel of me, trying to figure out like where I'm at, who I am, and I'm going to think like, Black power, you know what I mean? It's like, it ain't even no question, and I don't get that same kind of energy back, and it's very uncomfortable. Not saying it's going to stop me from doing anything, because it doesn't, but I just wish that, and I get it, I'm not even going to sit here and say that the more melanated, beings experience different things. I know that they do. I've seen it, and I can't even say that I've experienced one way. And I can only speak of my experience, what I've had to deal with from the time I was in elementary school all the way up until the time I was, in middle school or what have you. By the time, and it's funny, right? By the time I got to high school, I was already a teen mom. So it was kind of like, I was accepted then, right? But the thing is, it's like, as an adult, and feeling the way that I feel and the way that I love my people and the passion that I have and the energy that I have, when I go to these different events, and Dr. Moore, you probably remember me, I was at the Wake Up Call in New York. I'm very low key.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very low key. It's kind of like, I don't need to take pictures with everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I'm always feeling like, I have to be skeptical of what I do, how I move, who I take pictures with, who I don't take pictures with. Because if I take a picture with somebody, I'll she up to something. If I don't, it's kind of like she in the movement. It's like I just try to be I try to be as balanced as I possibly can, to where, sometimes silence is key. What they say, move in silence. Sometimes you don't have to be out and about like that. So pretty much because of the way I've been raised and because of what I have seen as an adult, I've just kind of found a balance within myself to where, I go to all kind of events. I do all kind of things when it comes to my people, but I don't put myself out there because it's like a dang if you do, dang if you don't type of situation. And at this point, it's like, I'm just going to be who I am. I'm just going to believe in what I believe in. I'm going to support in what I believe in. And that's that. I don't need nobody to see me.
Got you. Powerful, Sister Zuri. And you said you in the NY, right?
Well, no, I went to the NY to the wake-up call, but I'm currently in Virginia, Fredericksburg, Virginia. Got you.
That's right, Queen. That's right. I got you. I appreciate them comments, Queen, good sister. I look forward to seeing you again, too, when I get back down to the VA. Definitely. Thanks for those words.